So now you all have time to explore the town, maybe gather some supplies, do some stuff with your downtime.
Haley's first goal is trying to find someone that can explain the care and feeding of her new murder fish. So, like, she knows how to feed him, how to take care of him, all that kind of stuff. She now basically has a child she has to take care of, so she's trying to do her best for him. So, is there a recommended person to go to so she can get the details on this type of stuff?
You have been using him as a projectile weapon and/or a pillow full of bricks pretty frequently.
He likes it. You've never had a parent or uncle like throw you in the air and catch you? Same thing.
My dad used
You
to
haven't
sit
been
me
doing
and
much
my
of the
da-
catching. You've been doing the throw and release.
My dad used to sit on me as a joke.
I mean, there's also, for example, my nephew, nothing gets him laughing his head off faster than just picking him up and power bombing him onto the couch.
As long as there's no actual danger, anything can be a joke.
True. Anyway,
Angry.
and actually, I've picked him up by his ankles and swung him down onto the couch before. Yeah. Anyway, so looking for somebody who can direct you on how to properly feed the fish. You might remember that Tekai actually knew quite a lot about that. He, having been a heavyweight boxer and a cook, he's a bit of a dietitian. So he would most definitely be the right guy to ask.
Definitely a good person to go to. So
And of course,
no problem.
he happens
and
to be right there, so you have plenty of time to talk to him, and he leads you to some nearby stores he knows of that has just the right supplies you're looking for.
yeah, Cynthia also is a former, she's a boxer. He probably traveled around. Ask him also for where to find good supplies. Not just supplies, but things we might not think of to need that they might not think to give us.
And sadly, Tekai doesn't know too much about that, especially since his contacts for resources have been cut short considerably since the Great Compiling.
Fair.
But he does know a few people that you could go to for supplies that are a bit out of the ordinary, but knowing that you're asking that and having not left the building yet, he turns toward Caprice and says, "Hey, you should go find Russell, see if he can get you a few of the old Merc supplies to send some packs along with you."
She nods her head upwards. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, it'd be really funny if, Wahoo just, blurbling about is only because, he thinks that we're stupid, because he only speaks, exclusively in Pig Latin.
He's actually trying to explain quantum mechanics and we're just not listening.
Yeah, it's just, I don't speak fish.
Dorime. You say Dorime.
Now I'm just picturing that when he evolves at one point, he just gains the ability to speak and he starts telling everybody off for not paying attention.
Please, that has to be a bit.
Okay, so two of you have goals now. What's everybody else up to?
I
Me
guess
and
Rowan's just.
you go ahead.
I guess Cheese and Stinky and Cheese will just be running. We'll just be walking around town, seeing the sights and all that.
All right. I have something for that, but I want to see what everyone else is doing first. So, Lucy, what are you and Rune going to be up to?
Rowan wants to go to a spa because she's so worn out after the fight. Is please, I just want to rest. And I'm like, oh, okay, we can do that. So I
Hot
guess we
spring.
go back to
Hot
the
spring.
hotel. Hot spring?
Yeah. I mean, it's a merger
Honestly?
of multiple towns that might have a hot spring.
Is there a hot spring at the hotel?
Okay, so the hotel does not have a hot spring, and there is no hot spring in this town because you're in the middle of a valley.
Fuck.
But there is a pretty decent spa. So when you go to the hotel, you're immediately greeted by a rather old-looking Tailmon. She looks like she was actually a black Tailmon, but she's got more gray than black in her fur now.
Oh.
And she immediately welcomes you in, says that there's a few suites that have been prepared, one for each pair of chosen and partner. They're all reserved up on the top floor for everyone. The old elevator has been decommissioned, sadly, because they don't have anyone in town that knows how to repair it, and their old contacts that did that aren't exactly available anymore. So the elevator's out of commission and you have to take the stairs, but you do get the suites. And thankfully it's not that tall of a hotel, you only have to go up 3 flights.
Question: when Hailey comes back, can she look at the elevator to see if she knows how to fix it?
Potentially, since you're going to college for engineering, you might actually be able to do that.
Yeah.
By the way,
Does-
that's so quick. The moment I heard spa, I knew exactly what Rowan's doing right now. He's at the spa.
Fuck,
Yeah.
man. It's supposed to be a me thing. I was gonna eat all the sweets.
Hearing
And then
spa
tell everybody
reminded
that
me.
was known.
Hearing
Yeah,
spa-
but Rowan wants to milk this whole hero thing for as much as he can. Enjoying a free spa
Fuck,
trip?
man.
You're saying he shouldn't enjoy a free spa trip?
One of these
Well, I'm
sessions
saying
is going
that
to end
I
with
should
these two
enjoy
choking
mine.
each other.
Well, he's gonna enjoy his too. I mean, he's gonna enjoy theirs too.
Honestly,
man,
I
fine.
think you're right, Ben. I think at some point we're going to end a session with their characters just choking each other. And the worst part
No,
is, I'm half inclined to believe they both be into it. But anyway,
No, I get the impression there's going to be a smash cut at some point, and just those two are behind bars and going, "Well, that was worth it."
I can
Your
see that.
Digimon's gonna stink all the place. It's gonna stink the place up. How are you supposed to
Not if he doesn't
relax?
get his cheese out.
Well, he always pulls his cheese out. He is
Okay, Hack
cheese.
Girl. Okay, Hack Girl. This is war.
Your war.
okay, so what are Artemis and Scratch up to then?
So after coming out of the building, and unceremoniously yanking somebody off of the podium, Art runs up towards Scratch, who has just gotten done with their little conversation. Just asked, "You okay? You look like you got a little bit more on your mind than you have been." Scratch just shakes her head and says, No, it's nothing. Don't worry." Art gets a snap idea and just says, "Oh, you know what? Hey, didn't really get to play any music in my world like I wanted to, but what do you think? We check out the bar scene, see if there's any music venues going on, huh? What do you think?" Scratch kind of cocks her head to the side, but smiles all the same and agrees for it and says, "Yeah, you know what? That sounds like that'd be a good time to unwind a bit." And so they're going to explore the bar.
Okay, so the bar you end up going to is the one he mentioned, the one Elder Barto mentioned in the last session. So what you end up making your way to is, it's a little bit of a hole-in-the-wall place around the corner from the 8th round. It doesn't even seem to have a name. There's just an old placard of a pint of ale just hanging above the door. makes the place pretty obvious, but also subtle in a way where it's unobtrusive. It seems like most of the place is underground. Doorway just leads to a staircase underneath what looks to be an old bank.
Huh.
And
Hole in the wall? No signage? Really sketchy? Goes downstairs. That kind of place.
Once you head down there, though, it's a pretty nice looking place. It's not exactly fancy, but it's cozy. A lot of well-polished old wood furniture. Has sort of a classic tavern feel to it. Huge, well-polished bar up front with a massive wall of every drink imaginable under the sun there. And the bartender is a guy that definitely looks like he doubles as a bouncer. It's a huge Ogremon who seems to be keeping his club mounted on the wall behind him. His hair's been cut shorter than the average Ogremon, and he seems to have one of his larger fangs replaced with a gold one. As you walk in, he's in the middle of cleaning a glass, and he doesn't really have any customers at the moment. But, you know, that's expected after news of an attack went out and people were just leaving from that. But spotting you, he seems to be pretty happy to have some customers. Oh, well, I didn't expect to get some of the Chosen in here. Welcome. Name's Gus. I see you got a nice piece on your back there. Haven't seen a guitar like that in a while. Not too many musicians in this town, sadly.
She just grins ear to ear and flips it around to her front side. Yeah, you like it? Yeah, and before we got here, I was actually going to be looking around for a venue to actually play with my band.
He laughs a bit. He's like, oh. You can count on me for that. Although, I guess you don't exactly have your full band here with you either, unless the rest of the Chosen with you or them.
I wish.
She kind of, like, does the little nervous, like, scratch to the side of her cheek and just says, well, I mean, it wasn't always with a band. I did do a lot of solo stuff to try to get my name out there. What I'm just saying is I'm kind of feeling the musical itch.
Not another word needs to be said. I gotcha. We don't have much stage space, but business down here tends to be just slow enough that there's always a good amount of space against that wall for anybody to perform any solo act. Come back here when we're properly opened, and I got you covered.
She leans over and pokes her elbow into Scratch's ribs and says, see? Told it was a good idea. Now we just gotta come back a little bit later on and bam, music, drinks, and try not to think about the fact that we're about to go up against an entire empire full of kamikaze fanatics.
It was so easy.
Well,
Scratch just kind of chuckles and just grins a bit. You make it sound so easy and so nice. I think it'll be a nice evening.
well, if you're playing well enough, I might join you. I might not look it, and being a human, you might not understand this, but the miss next to you might. I do happen to be a little stronger than I look. It's just my old age and retirement. I've kind of put that power aside, but when need be, I do happen to have an X-antibody that I'm currently suppressing. When I let that shit out, I got my own piece to shred with, and I've been looking for a good excuse to let loose.
Scratch's eyes kind of widen a bit in a bit of surprise, kind of just taking it back to just meet somebody that just casually mentions both X antibody and also, you know, being the bartender in a valley town just in the middle of nowhere. And Art is completely and utterly oblivious and leans in a little bit and is like, what's an X antibody?
So he hears that well enough. Like, hey, I told you I'm a musician. I heard you. I got good ears here. Although that should be a surprise. They should have been blown out decades ago. But you see, some Digimon in some servers dealt with some real shit. There's a lot of them that still worship Yggdrasil, you know. Made all of our servers, still host all of it, but those of us who've been around a while, those who watched all this shit go down, we know Yggdrasil could be kind of an asshole. And one thing they did was decide that a few servers should have a little virus thrown at them to see who can survive it. I was one of the lucky survivors. And it comes with perks. He reaches up and grabs his club mounted on the wall with one hand, and for a moment, red lightning sparks across it as the club glitches and reforms into the gnarliest, tricked-out guitar that you've ever seen. Scratchy red paint job. One side of it is an axe, and the underside of it is a buzzsaw.
Damn.
Art is noticeably almost drooling at this guitar's appearance. Like, holy shit, that's cool.
He lets go of it and reverts it to the club. He's like, you're telling me I used to swing that thing around like a maniac, but those years are behind me. I can barely use that arm like I used to.
Art straightens up, puts a fist to her chest and like almost in like a standing at attention look, and says, "Sir, it would be an honor to shred with you tonight."
That's what I was hoping to hear. Alright, come back here tonight. We're open at 7.
Scratch turns to leave, and Art waves a hand, says, "You bet, we'll be here." And they reascend up the stairs to go back out into the light of day.
As you're on your way out, roll perception.
Oh dear. That is a 14. Criminy.
Well, thankfully that still passes because suspicion from prior encounters has her on edge enough to notice it more easily. You might notice that among the shelves on the wall on the way out, there is a little Kokeshi doll that looks a lot like Mayor Atsuka. And the way it's positioned, it's kind of just staring across the entire room, but primarily toward the bar.
The smile that Scratch had from the pleasant interaction sours a little bit into a bit of a, not a frown, but a narrowed view, and the smile going a little bit more focused as she takes notice of the Kokeshi doll. She bristles a little bit and refocuses herself to be on her guard.
Hey, if you're this far in the video, maybe consider leaving a like, a comment, and subscribing to the channel. And if you really want to help me out, consider following the link below to check out my book. I also do commissions, so feel free to contact me for that over any of my socials. Now, I'll let you get back to the video. Meanwhile, for everyone else, as you're all out getting supplies, Hailey is taken to a local fisher who's revealing that they do actually have a surprising amount of normal fish in this world. But apparently, one of the fishermen has a significant problem.
What kind of problem, sir?
So this fisherman is an Octomon who appears to have no harpoon gun, none of their other traditional weapons, just nets. But he also has part of his head shell cracked, and seems rather distraught. Octomon quite traditionally come with a surprising amount of gold, particularly their crown. This Octomon has no crown. And also seems to be looking rather exhausted. Yeah,
What's wrong, sir?
I've been having trouble with our catches lately, and largely because there's one fish that's giving us a lot of problem in that lake. You see, there's this little prick of a swimmon that's been darting about the whole lake fast as hell, leaping out and taking whatever he wants. He keeps cutting our lines, snapping the nets down before we can reel them up, and then keeping all the fish for himself. He just eats everything. Last week, bastard stole my crown.
Oof. Is the lake on the way to where we're headed? Is there a way we could divert to that a little bit?
Well,
Or do it today?
the lake is right here next to the town. It's where I've been doing all my
Oh.
fishing.
Okay.
But I may be an Octomon, but I ain't the fastest swimmer, nor am I good in a fight. This thing's fast, real damn fast, and cuts like all hell. Yeah, I need some help getting rid of the little shit so I can keep fishing, or we're gonna start running out of food. Even better if you could somehow get my crown back for me.
We can do our best. I mean, all I can do is try out my little buddy here.
Now, at the mention of a swimmon, he may not be able to speak, but he's clearly able to understand some language. And Digimon species names are something that Digimon tend to have an innate understanding of, because it's kind of like recognizing a file type. So the mention of a swimmon, even if they hadn't heard the name before, they recognize what it would be attributed to. And as I mentioned before, Wahoo is very familiar with this lake, having spent most of his life in this lake before being pulled to Earth and the Great Compiling. So the mention of a swimmon does bring to mind one particular asshole that he's had a few scuffles with before.
Oh, wanna go eat it into the water and take this guy down? Fish vaguely begins to vibrate intensely. Looks like you got someone to do your job here for you.
Ah, good. Well, it seems like he's familiar enough with the lake. Shouldn't be a problem. So, I know roughly where the guy's been staying. So I can take you out on my boat to get you closer to the place. I'm sure you don't want to stray too far from your partner or let them swim all the way out there yourself.
Yeah, that'd be ideal. Thank you.
You help me with this, I'll give you all the fish you need for this trip for the next few weeks.
I'll take it, sir.
Excellent. Alright. Hop on the old girl then. We're setting sail.
Hailey asks, want to swim or want to ride? The fish in her hands kind of plops in the water and actually just laps around the boat.
Of course. So Jason and Caprice end up rolling up to Rusty's old office, and he's already there and looking a little bit burnt.
Crispy, what happened to you?
The fuck do you think happened? Bastard blew up.
Yikes. Didn't think you'd be dumb enough to be that close to it, buddy.
I booked it when I realized he was gonna blow. I only got caught by the fringes. Damn good thing, too. Wouldn't want my scarf to get burned.
That gets a smile out of her. And then she sniffs the air. Damn, you're making me want teriyaki.
Well, fuck you, too. Now, I suppose you're not just coming here to catch up. You've always been the practical sort.
Yeah. You guess right. Though, catching up wouldn't be terrible.
I think there's somebody else in this town that wants to catch up with you a bit more. Although he's probably still got the same worries as always.
The more things change, the more they stay the same, right?
Yeah, well, you know him. He hasn't changed in centuries. Doesn't matter how many times he gets reborn.
Jason's just looking between them and just loudly sips on like a drink he got on the way. Like,
He just stares at you for a moment, but then waves you over. Like, so I noticed you mentioned a little hacking earlier. I understand in your world it's a rare, interesting, not the most useful pursuit. You gotta be real careful with that in this world.
I could tell that it wasn't exactly cool what I said, so I'd love to learn why.
Well, hacking itself isn't inherently dangerous in this world. Hacking directly into a Digimon can definitely be a serious offense. Although sometimes it can be to their benefit. You could patch up wounds, fix disfigurements. It's something beyond even what our greatest healers are capable of, but it's a very, very rare skill.
Jason's just in quiet awe of that little bit of information, and he looks at Cap. And she shakes her head and goes, "You're not practicing on me." Unless I'm dying? No.
I would agree with that. If you're gonna try hacking directly into a Digimon, I would save that for your enemies first, although I wouldn't recommend doing it right away. I doubt you have the skill to do that at the moment. Unless you're a masterclass hacker in your own world.
I mean, I'm alright, but maybe I should start small.
Probably. You could hack into plenty of other things. For example, if you wanted to try and test some basics, you could try hacking into your standard household object or a plant or something and just try to change its color.
Jump cut to Jason at the restaurant hacking the empty bowl of chips to refill it.
Still, it's something to pursue. This won't be easy. But could be invaluable. Especially when dealing with the Metal Empire, and your partner being the little bitch she is.
Hey.
You'll definitely be running afoul of them plenty.
Wow, indeed. Did you hear what she said earlier? Oh wait, you weren't here.
Oh,
It was something like tries to repeat it, and then Caprice goes, "No, stop."
Oh, believe me, I've heard even worse out of her, Mirth. You have no idea.
Yeah, with the amount of servers I've been to, you pick up a lot of slurs.
Yeah, I'm still not so sure about that one you picked up from that ex-antibody server.
I kind of stopped saying that one. Felt wrong.
Good. Now, I suppose you likely came here looking for supplies for your trip. You're going to be heading a long way in a lot of different directions. Thankfully, I still have all of our old gear here. I haven't exactly had any use for it, but didn't feel right to give it away or sell it.
Oh my god. She looks like she's about to meet an old friend.
Okay, so, which direction are you heading once you head out of here?
I think we're heading south.
Ah, into the wood, huh? Alright, yeah, I got a few things for you. Let's see. And we start digging through some shelves and crates. And... Alright, Oh yeah, I got this good old multi-tool, and he just whips out a folding axe with a saw blade on one end. Or not folding, a folding shovel with a saw blade on one end.
Oh, I love. Oh no,
Just
no.
military grade.
Market gardener.
Yep. You'll definitely need a couple of these. It could be essential just about anywhere you go, but head down into the woods and toward the tundra, this will be especially useful. I've also got a few chemical heating packs on hand. That will definitely be very, very helpful. Don't think you got any direct fire users in your team. At least, I mean, Cap, you probably could, but I think you gave up focusing on fire quite a while ago.
Yeah. But hey.
Eh,
What I got going on now works great.
Fair. You could pick it back up anytime, though. Anyway. Yeah, I'll send you with a few of these chemical heating packs, some emergency ration bars. These things are lightweight, easy to pack a ton of them, but they may taste like shit, but they'll get you going. So, I've got plenty for you to work with. I think a few members of your group are a little lightly dressed, so I'll send some jackets as well. Regardless, it's going to take me a while to sort through all these supplies and find exactly what you need. Best you don't waste your time here. So, go out and enjoy the town a little bit before you get going. I'll make sure you have everything packed and waiting for you at the rail station tomorrow morning.
Alright. Well, Cap, you lead the way. I don't know my way around here. Fine. I don't know either, but alright.
And now, we jump back to Hailey and Wahoo.
Wahoo!
Is this some kind of motorboat or is it a sailboat or a rowboat?
Motorboat. Well, it's a motorized sailboat. Like, they do have a proper motor on her, and it has a couple of huge net attachments.
Okay,
So, your average fishing schooner.
gotcha.
So, how you guys liking this battle map?
Waddenter.
Water everywhere.
It's
I'm so
It's-
glad that my mouse who just got the ability to dig is not on this particular map right now. He doesn't
It's-
have the swimming skill either.
Yep.
it's kind of giving Ocarina of Time, like that area Jabu Jabu sitting in.
A bit, yeah. So, he sails you out to where this Swimmon is usually hiding out at. And Wahoo is given the direction to dive down to deal with him.
Go, commit war crimes.
So, position Wahoo wherever you want, probably somewhere close to directly challenge them. Well, is he going to, like, swim up to challenge them, or try to sneak attack?
Feral fish, what do you think? Sneak attack for the win.
Okay, then.
24.
Not bad. Pretty damn high roll. Now let's see how mine does. 25. He manages to dodge that first attack. So Wahoo just speeds right past. And he ducks off to one side and prepares to counterattack. So, let's see. He's gonna start with a dashing attack.
I dodge it.
Okay, yeah, you managed to dodge that one, so he ends up zipping
And
past
question,
here.
would I be able to parry?
No, because you were dodging, not blocking.
Okay.
So he ends up zooming past over here, but he does also have 2 moves. The only reason you're not getting 2 is because you failed a sneak attack, so it's no longer your turn.
Gotcha.
But then he, roll speed for dodging his next attempt at an attack.
20 and 8.
And
18.
he succeeds. And
Alrighty.
in this case, he's rolling power for a ranged attack.
Okay.
The one advantage he has. Okay, so he hits
I'm
for...
pretty sure I can just face tank that.
Yep, roll defense. You got a pretty terrible roll there.
No. If my defenses are high enough to block the incoming attack with the average roll, which would be 3 times 6, I can just block it without using a guard action, right?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you don't even
And then
have
because
to
I
guard
deflect the entire thing,
Yeah, you're tanking the whole thing without taking any damage, so yeah.
Given how parry's written, I can't attack it because it's too far away, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it is now your move.
Roll to hit.
Alright, rolling to dodge. Outspeeds.
Roll to hit again. Ooh, poor roll.
Also outspeeds. This is going to be a back and forth for a bit. Okay,
Yeah.
his turn. Roll to hit. Got a shit roll. You have a good chance of
Roll to
dodging this
dodge.
one. Yep. Alright, trying another physical move. Also made a bad roll.
Also dodges.
And back to your round. We're making this real fast.
Alrighty, I will... Give me a second.
Keep in mind you could use crest buffs.
That's what I'm doing. I'm just double checking which one I want to use.
Good point. So
Do crest buffs attack last to the end of turn?
they last to
Or
the
one
end of the round.
attack.
They last to the end of the round.
I'm going to burn 2 to do friendship into speed.
Well, yeah, friendship to boost speed, and then what's your second? Are you putting just 2 straight into speed?
Just 2 straight to speed.
Okay, yeah, that works. So roll for that buff.
I get my fear buffs immediately, right?
Yeah, you already have them.
So that's 6 each. So it's 64. So it's 12d4. So I'm using it twice. So 18, 17. Roll to hit. That should probably hit, right?
Yeah, you're absolutely hitting. I ain't even gonna bother rolling that because you're exceeding his maximum.
Okay, so I roll this is, and then I'll just make sure second attack is the same kind of thing. So now I'm rolling to attack for damage.
Yep, and his
And I'm gonna burn 1 crest here to do an extra 14 damage for each. So 26 damage plus 14 is 40, and then
his defense is
Yeah.
only 9 on the first one and 14 on the second one. So,
Okay. This might be utterly overkill.
you just obliterated this thing in one move.
Absolutely gore-covered fish just swims up happily.
Yeah, he just proved himself the most overpowered thing in the lake.
Yeah, that got 2 6s and didn't care. Like I am very happy with how that went.
Yeah. Told you that would be a quick encounter,
Yeah.
but a good one. So
Hey,
hope
it's like,
the
good
rest
job,
of
little
you
guy.
hope the rest of you weren't too bored with that.
Oh, I wasn't even paying attention.
Ah, that's
I wasn't even paying attention.
Hey, I stacked so many buffs. It was I did 40 damage with the first attack. So
Well, with that done, then we get to your big celebration at the end of the night. So,
yep.
I was
Do
making a
Artemis-
sandwich, so
do Artemis and Sora Artemis and Scratch inform everyone else of the performance at the bar that night?
Art is got a little bit of a bounce in their step because, music. And definitely does inform everybody that the bar has a cool little mini venue, a cozy atmosphere, and more importantly, live music. And is just going to invite everybody to along later on in the evening.
All right. Is everybody going to be going?
I mean, Hailey's coming and bringing her fish.
Ah, yes, the bass player, the bass player.
Okay,
Yeah.
Ben will be back in a moment. Lucy, you going to be going to the party?
Actually, based on that, Hailey's
I'll
just
be
gonna come
going
in.
to the
I brought the bass.
Okay, so that's 2 going. I'm sure Jason and Caprice are going to be going. How about Rowan and Cheese?
I mean, why not? I mean, does he have a good reason not to go to a party?
Excellent point. I can also easily picture him just recording the whole thing with the full intention of uploading it when getting back to Earth.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe
It will
Rowan
be-
could actually be...
Oh my god, this will probably be a full, like, 16-minute vid... 16 minutes, 16 hours, only because that's the heavily edited version.
I can also
You have
suddenly...
a bit rate for that?
I can also
Yeah,
suddenly
a whole-
imagine Rowan being, like, Artemis's PR manager,
Yeah.
helping her to expand her career.
Yeah, I get that, but it's like content creator to PR manager. It's not exactly downgrading, but it doesn't feel quite linear, does it?
Side grid.
Well, I mean, I've seen it happen before. Like there's a lot of people who were like big stage figures themselves that know the industry in and out that then end up becoming, managers for new talent.
It
Yeah, I
actually
know.
happens all the time.
Yeah, I get it. It's just, I get it, but it's like, can Rowan's ego handle that? But that is a future problem. Let's not discuss character development. Let's party.
All right.
Party! Woo!
There is. I would also like for everybody but Sora to roll perception on their way into the bar. Or, yeah, everybody but Scratch roll perception, or everybody that has the relevant
And
skill
what
for it.
stat is that again?
Firewall for the Digimon, and anyone with the stealthy background as a human rolls their rolls whatever, like half of whatever crest stat they choose.
Firewall.
So
Oh.
I can actually roll for,
I'm gonna
for
do
art
grab it.
now as well, actually.
Wahoo rolls 11. Wahoo's happy at their good job of noticing probably Jack.
Okay, I'm seeing some good rolls in here. So a lot of you end up also noticing that Kokeshi doll is just staring at everything that's going on. And if any of you do look back during the middle of the party, you might also notice that its head turns occasionally.
Well, that's not creepy at all.
But otherwise, it is a rather good party. A lot of people end up hearing that there's going to be a human performing, so the bar ends up packed, active. There's drinks flying everywhere. Everybody's hyped up as hell. Elder Barto is in the corner, just drunk off his ass, and at one point ends up taking the caps off of his cane to reveal it to be one huge oboe, and he gets up there and ends up performing with her.
Yo,
That's actually hype.
Yobo.
Yeah.
So, now, who's drinking? Or I guess it
I'll
would be
have
quicker to
a
ask who
sweet
isn't
drink.
drinking.
Hailey, she now
Uh,
has to be responsible for her fish.
And I'm guessing
You're a
fish
responsible fish
definitely
parent.
isn't.
I mean, baby fish, no.
Yeah.
I
Baby
guess.
fish, baby shark?
No.
Yeah.
God damn it.
No. Also, I
No,
just want to say
I don't
I'm
think
proud
Rowan
of
is-
everyone for not going fish during the lake sequence. I'm so proud.
Dude, I was out of it. Okay, don't praise me. I wasn't paying attention.
You know what? Now I'm gonna have to go back and do like a fast forwarded edit of the fight scene and just play that sound bite every time one of them whiffs an attack.
So, just so we're clear, I'm pretty sure Rowan and Cheese are just going at it. Two characters, absolutely no impulse control, probably not doing their best to inhibit the other.
Okay, so yeah, Rowan and Cheese are getting fucking wasted.
He's looking at them with utter disdain because we're literally traveling tomorrow, and if you guys are hungover, she is going to literally find some way to make her fish shoot water at you.
So, what about Lucy and Rune?
Lucy will take the sweetest drink in the menu, and Rune is like, I want to try. So just goes along, and we drink from the same cup, like switching from one to the other.
Okay, so she's just sharing drinks left and right and not getting too much herself, only drinking the sweeter stuff so she doesn't get too drunk.
Yes.
What about Rune?
Oh, she's just drinking what I'm drinking.
Okay, so
we're sharing the same drink, like a sip.
now
and then
question
she
is,
takes a
how
sip.
much of a lightweight is Rune?
She isn't. She's like completely normal, but Lucy is quite the lightweight.
Okay, so Lucy still gets kind of drunk, but Rune is just shrugging it off, which kind of makes sense. She is an idol. She has probably gotten absolutely shit-faced at parties before and shrugged it off.
Yeah, she's got experience in like ignoring ruffies and stuff.
Okay then.
That's pretty dark.
Yeah, dark, but makes sense.
Yeah, it does, but still, did not expect that turn.
Scream! I
Well,
like
I'm the
Jason is drinking.
unexpected.
Meanwhile, what are Jason and Caprice up to? How fucked up are they getting?
Cap is just throwing back whiskey sours,
Of course she is.
and Jason is sipping on the same White Russian for most of the night.
Okay, so Jason's not too bad.
Yeah, he doesn't, drink too well.
Artemis and Scratch.
Art is definitely taking a swig here and there, but not too much to keep her from being able to perform. She knows her limitations when it comes to drinking, just because, performing at dive bars all the time. Get an idea of that.
So, you obviously have one hell of a time at the party, and some of you end up getting completely wasted. But those of you who stay sober enough to think properly, well, you do obviously notice what was up with that Kokeshi doll in the corner. And even she's getting as wasted as he was, being the paranoid little shit he is, would still have noticed it.
And I didn't mention it, but Scratch is not drinking anything. Like
Right.
they pretty much have
I
like
figured
some
as much.
water, but
Cranberry and tonic water.
they're the Kokeshi dolls and a couple other things don't feel like they're lining up in her mind, and she's been kind of on guard ever since the town meeting.
Alright, so question is, at the end of the party, as midnight is approaching, what does she want to do about that?
Well, everybody is having their fun and still really just kind of either still performing or enjoying the after party. She kind of takes a couple cursory glances around and figures that they'll be fine if she slips away, and tries to make herself scarce and heads up the stairs to get out to their meeting they already had planned.
Thanks for watching, guys, and please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the Envoy of Kairos for many more videos, ranging from gameplay to speed paints, my original Pokemon region, game concepts, and much more. And do try to remember the words of Kairos. Embrace every opportunity to better yourself and the world. You never know when a leap of faith will change your life for the better. See you again soon.